We'll do it every time. Would everyone rise for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is make it your mics are on. If you have it, them on. There you go. Mine's on now. Let's see. And we have only one person on Zoom tonight. All right. Andy, will you take us through the roll call, please?
Dan Justice,
Here.
Earl Bolender,
Here.
Amanda Jeske,
Here.
Rick Jacobs, here, Nathan Sturdevant, here.
All right. Well, let's see. First thing on our agenda is to approve the meeting minutes of last month. Has everybody had here on the board an opportunity to look over them? Are there any comments or questions or corrections? All right. If not, I'm looking for, you have a question, Dan?
Nope.
Okay. I'm looking for a motion to approve these minutes.
I move to approve the minutes from last month.
Okay, a second. All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Minutes pass. All right, moving down our list. Adam, are there any additions or corrections to tonight's agenda?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we have one case up to here tonight, and it's a variance for 9579 North Fortville Pike. So Adam, if you can take us through the presentation.
All right. So the first and only item on tonight's agenda involves 9579 North Fortville Pike. Charles and Christine Boerner are the property owners. And the zoning on the property is residential 1.0 or R 1.0. Of course, we'll show some maps here momentarily. The use of the property is single family residential. And the request tonight is pretty straightforward. The owners would like to extend the existing front porch on the home to the north. And in order to do so as desired, they need to obtain just one development standards variance. And this would allow an approximately 12-foot front yard setback for the front porch instead of 50 feet as required by the zoning ordinance in the R 1.0 zoning district. So if we take a look at the parcel map here, the property is located where the star is. It is along Fortville Pike, just north of 200 West and north of 950 North. It's on the east side of the street. And if we take a look at the aerial photo, you can see the property in question. Right across the street is the D&J minor subdivision, basically a lot split that was done and a new home was built recently. And then as we keep moving forward, you can see the oblique aerial photo. You can see the porch in question. And you can see generally its proximity to the roadway. It is fairly close. And if we take a look at the ground photos, you can see exactly where that porch on the historic home is in relation to the roadway. And then here's just a view of the north side of the home. Again, we can always refer back to these if need be. And this is the basic plot plan that was provided. What you see in pink or purple, that's the existing porch. And then in yellow is the proposed additional porch. So they'd like to have the front of that front porch in line with the current front of the existing porch. So the existing porch is about 12 feet or so, plus or minus, to the right-of-way line. And then it's about 18 feet or so from that roof overhang on the porch to the roadway shoulder. In terms of public notification, All public hearing notice items have been completed, and that included the sign posting, the newspaper publication in the Greenfield Reporter, as well as a mailing to nearby property owners. And we're not aware of any remonstrance at this time. So, as is the case with all of the variances that come before you, the decision criteria for the variance is based on Indiana code, and there's 3 different tests, so to speak, to take a look at. And the text in yellow marks my opinion, professional opinion. First item is general welfare, that the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. I'd say yes, that's been met. Allowing an expansion of an existing residential porch would not impact any of those items. The second item is adjacent property, that the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. I'd say that yes, that's been met. There's no reason to believe that allowing expansion of an existing porch would diminish adjacent property values. In fact, anytime there's, of course, new improvements to a property, it may actually boost surrounding property values. And then lastly, practical difficulty, that the strict application of the terms of this chapter of the zoning ordinance will result in a practical difficulty in the use of the property. I'd say yes, that's been met. As I mentioned, this is a historic home. It happens to be on a sizable property, which is over 1 acre, thus the reason for the residential 1.0 zoning. But the home was originally constructed fairly close to the roadway. The porch expansion would allow for continued livability and enjoyment of the home without negatively impacting surrounding properties. So with that, my recommendation would be to approve it, and the applicant is here as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Adam. The petitioner's here, and do you have, if you'd like to have any additional information to add? Well, if you do, I just need to have you come up, and everything gets picked up on mic for the record. So just say and state your name and your address, please.
Hi, my name is Chris Boerner. My address is 9579 Fortville, Pike. And all we want to do is just connect the 2 porches, because we have a side porch on the house and a front porch. So we want to connect it so people, because a lot of people come over and think that it's 2 different houses and things like that. So it's just basically completed into 1 porch.
All right, all right. Thank you. You can have a seat, and we may or may not call you back up if we have any questions for you. Is there anybody here from the public to have a response? I don't see anyone. Is there anyone on Zoom? No. All right. We have time for government officials to weigh in for or against. I'm seeing a shaking of a head no. All right. Board, do we have any questions for either Adam or for the applicant? I've just got a couple, of course.
Sure.
So right now in our, what is it? R 1.0, the way it states is it's a 50-foot setback.
Correct.
Okay, but because the house has been there obviously way, way before any of this has been established, and it's currently setting at a 12.
Correct. More or less.
Okay,
And so,
because I'm not, I guess I'm
So,
trying to orient.
yeah,
that.
so since they are adding on to this porch, the new porch, the part in yellow, would technically have to be 50 feet from the right-of-way line without a variance.
Oh, okay. I'm
So
seeing
that's
it.
the fact that the front of that northern extension is in line with the front of the existing porch. That's necessitating the variance.
Okay. And then I have one other question, and it's probably for the applicant. Is your intention to have it all covered, both porches connect with a cover?
Yes.
Okay, so you're just gonna carry that on around,
But it's gonna basically look like a wraparound.
a wraparound porch. Okay. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, I'm done with my questions. Anybody else have any? All right. Let's see. Well, this simple. If there's no other questions, I can entertain a motion for or against, or to approve or deny this request.
I'll move to approve, to allow the 12-foot setback for the porch expansion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? All right, motion carries. All right, well, thank you for coming. I think we don't have anything else, so again, do I have a board member that would like to make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn tonight at 6:41.
All right, do I have a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
Paperwork before the June. Does it matter?